Greetings, fellow humans. I'm MartianBuu, and today's pocket video is Blaine's Firebox. This is one of the absolute cheapest decks you can build. It doesn't require any cards that cost 150 or more pack points, which means it's also one of the few decks you can play that doesn't have any EXs in it. Blaine is a powerful supporter that gives your Rapidash, Ninetales, and Magmar 30 extra damage for the turn, which helps them hit a lot of really important breakpoints. Your most important attacker is the Ninetales. The Ninetales already deals 2 for 90, which is pretty good, even though you have to discard a fire energy. But with Blaine, it can hit up to 120, which is important for things like Pikachu EX. Another nice thing about this deck is it's one of the few decks that has a good strategy for going first. The downside of going first is that you don't get to attach an energy, and the upside is that you get to evolve faster. But there are very few decks in the game right now where evolving faster can mitigate the downside of not getting to attach an energy. But if you start with Ponyta, on your second turn you can evolve into Rapidash and use your 1 energy attachment to start attacking. And with Blaine, the fire main damage is still pretty threatening. Magmar is okay because it doesn't require an evolution to attack, and it does deal more damage than Rapidash, even though it's for 1 more energy. But the 2 retreat cost on it can be a little bit awkward, and its low HP makes it somewhat unideal. As more cards come out and we start trying to find ways to put more things in the list, I think Magmar will be the first thing to go. Overall, this deck was pretty fun and pretty decent, while offering a pretty unique playstyle compared to the other decks in Pocket right now. I hope you enjoy the games, and thank you so much for watching. Going second, that's great for me. Alright, since I'm going second, I have to start Vulpix anyway, but it's ideal, right? Because we have this thing. Okay, so what we can do here is we can Ninetales them, and like Ninetales plus Blaine next turn is just knockout on this Pikachu. So that'll be cool. Heads, they can't attack. They can't anyway, but we'll flip the coin. Why not? Does this game have any cards specific to Pokemon Pocket mechanics? The one would be like Pokeball and Dragonite. So Pokeball gets you a random Pokemon from your deck, and you couldn't do the same thing in regular Pokemon without an awkward show your opponent your whole deck mechanic. And then Dragonite deals random damage, so like damage to random targets. And you would have to like assign numbers on a dice and then roll a dice to do that in IRL. So in neither case do they do that type of thing in the paper card game. So in that sense, that's how it's unique to the game. All right, well, here's Blaine giving us the plus 30. And boop. I don't think they can come back from that. I don't think there's a single thing they can do. Because now we just attach a second fire energy and we just beat them, right? Opponent will just be a little sad. A little sad. Just a little bit. Now there would be a difference with the ways energies work. There is, because there's like there's an energy zone instead of an energy thing. So I guess like there's a supporter, there's a couple supporters actually that take energies from your energy zone. So it's not like like in regular Pokemon, you would be searching your deck for an energy card. In this one, it just takes it out of the energy zone. So it's unique in that way. Marshy second. We're going second, so it's better to start with Vulpix, probably. If we go first, it's better to start with Ponyta, because the Rapidash attacks for 1 energy. But since we're going second, it's better to start with Vulpix. It's my big Marshy opinion. It is just Lightning Day. Everyone's playing the Lightning deck. That's crazy. Are there dual type decks? The closest so far that's done commonly is Dragonite. Dragonite uses lightning and water energy, but not because it wants to. But yeah, there's not a very good reason to run multiple types in the same deck. I think it needs something like, it needs like an item that changes the color of the energy in your energy zone, you know what I mean? If they release something like that, then you can run a dual type deck much easier, but right now you just kind of get hosed by getting the same type a bunch in a row. So if you had more control over that, then I think people would branch out more often. But I also think we're not supposed to yet. Like, I think like the idea with the intro set is to get everyone used to the mechanics, and then we can like start thinking about, you know, multiple types next. Yeah, starting with this Ninetales just feels like cheatsy cheats, you know what I mean? So thank goodness they red carded us, right? So we get to take this out, and then they think they're gonna survive for a turn, but we're just gonna Blaine them next turn and take out the Pikachu. So much damage. Ninetales does so much damage when you have a Blaine. Even when you don't, like 2 for 90 is so good. I wonder if this deck is better off as Vulpix, Ninetales, and Magmar, like with no Rapidash. Not sure. Hard to say. Because it feels like the Ninetales is the good part. And like everything... Well, okay. The nice thing about the Rapidash is it gives you something... It gives you a line where you prefer to go first, I think, is what's better about it. We're going first. Let's start with Ponyta. Oh, cool. Actually did. I'm kind of tempted to just chill. Nah, that like incentivizes them to red card us, right? I don't want to get Sabrina to have the Magmar come up. I want to get rocking with Rapidash. So yeah, this is like the one situation where starting with Ponyta is better. Especially considering they start with Ralts, right? We get to evolve into Rapidash and knock out the Ralts right away. They're probably not going to retreat that this turn. Probably. And if not, we can start chipping away at... Well, I thought they were going to have Mewtwo, but I guess they have Chinks. KVLT come in with the raid. How was the stream, KVLT? Are you guys enjoying the Hearthstones? I'm playing Hearthstone if Hearthstone was Pokemon. Creator from KVLT. What up, Lamp? Pokeys balls. There's the Mewtwo. I lost every game with Warrior, then I won every game with Demon Hunter. That's what's up. What type of Warrior deck were you playing? Like Odin? Alright, so they did retreat the Ralts, which makes me sad. I wanted to pet it really gently with my Ponyta. But they weren't having it, which I guess is fair enough. So it's nice to start getting the chip damage with the Ninetales at least. Do you think they'd let me... No, that's not how math works. I was gonna say, do you think they'd let me get away with Blaining twice in a row, but... Yeah, we're gonna get to come up and knock him out with the Magmar at least. Are you playing Warsong? PokeDN? True. True. There's a Curlia, which I think is fine. Now this is the only situation where I regret not having any potion in my deck. I think it's just better to power up this, because we have Ninetales in hand. I guess, okay, it's the punish is red card. That would be bad. But I think if they were going to red card us, they'd have done it already. Well, of course, unless they top decked it. I think in this situation, it's better to attach to the Jinx, right? I guess it doesn't really matter because you'll just come up and attach and Side Shadow the Jinx. Ninetales plays around Jinx by discarding its own energy. Alright, cool. Don't even need to waste a Blaine. So yeah, the Jinx can't knock this out. The Gardevoir can't knock this out. They could Sabrina and stall for a turn. But that's it. And like, I don't even need a Blaine to kill Jinx. So I think we just win. I don't know what you could do in this situation, other than be really sad. Like, Sabrina's like the one thing you can do. Giovanni? Not the dreaded Giovanni. That wasn't even knockout if I kept my... It wasn't even knockout if I didn't discard an energy with my attack. Yeah, good for us. Good for us. Danimal Kingdom. Going first, unfortunate. Show me the Ponyta. No Ponyta, also unfortunate. We could get X speed and Ponyta and still be okay. We also need to find the Rapidash, so overall, not thrilled. Overall, not thrilled. Look at that Mudkip go. Uh-oh. That's scary. There's a Rapidash. Ponyta? Neat. Alright, now I just need X speed. No X speed. At least not yet. We can evolve lots of things though. If we had an evolve our Pokemon quest, we'd be set. Pokedex. Okay, so if they're running Pokedex, then this is a Articuno only deck. The Articuno only deck runs Pokedex just to get to 20 cards. It just needs to. Pokedex is trash in this game. Don't play Pokedex. Alright? It's bad and it's bad for you. Handscope is okay because it at least lets you know what's in your opponent's hand. But yeah, so the problem with the Articuno only deck is if you don't get Misty, there's no reason to be Articuno only. And my opponent didn't get a Misty, so bad news for them. I'm gonna attack with the Ninetales because I didn't get an X speed. And by Ninetales, I mean Vulpix. So unless... I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I was gonna say, unless they get another unless they get a Misty and get enough heads, they're not knocking out Ninetales next turn, and then I could just definitely attack with the Ninetales, but I think I'm just gonna accept losing my Vulpix. Oh, cool. So we got heads, so the Articuno can't attack this turn. But the Ninetales is gonna for sure go down the turn after. Hope you have fun and do well. Thank you, Scarlet. Appreciate that. Are there different dex archetypes in this game, like control, aggro, etc.? There's like faster decks and slower decks, like decks that require setup and decks that are try to go out the gate. Yeah, I think the closest thing to a combo deck is like Dragonite, but it's like there are decks with different feels, but I don't think it's I never think that calling something aggro, control, and combo in Pokemon in most situations is worth doing. Well, it's gonna be hard for my opponent to retreat. Now, I think I definitely want to attack the one they're invested in. Except that... No. I think I'm in a worse spot than I thought I was. Because now they can just... Like, the fact that Ninetales has to discard an energy in order to do its thing means it's really hard for me to power up another thing. Pokedex lets you know you can concede early? Yeah, I guess so. Would single prize card be a Pokemon deck? Be a combo deck? So I think the main, the main Pokemon game has had like 2 combo decks ever. Maybe 3 or 4, I don't know. Depending on if you count Unlimited or not. But anyways, I'm gonna give myself a chance to actually power up some of these things on my bench. Because as soon as I attack this Articuno, I'm toast. But I guess I'll regret it if they have an X speed. If they have an X speed, I think I'm toast, yeah. I would love to get an X speed myself, because I'd rather attack with the Rapidash than the Ninetales. Like if I could preserve the Ninetales and like knock this opponent out with the Rapidash and then just get to attack with, oh my goodness, what? There's a Dome Fall, like this counts as a point? At any time during your turn you may discard this card. Oh, okay, so that's not a liability all the time. I need another turn. I need another turn, or else this doesn't work. Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna chill. Okay, so the Articuno's gonna knock out... I need to hit that Articuno in the back 2 times. With Ninetales, or else I don't get him. If they get an X speed, it's over. What's interesting, are they just not running it? They're running a bunch of fossils? Huh. Okay, cool. Alright, we win then. Now the X speed shows up. I'll take it, I guess. But yeah, because the Ninetales discards its own energy, I wasn't going to be able to follow up until I got that X speed just there. I wasn't going to be able to follow up a Ninetales attack with another Ninetales attack. So they were going to be able to take out 3 prizes in a row. And that would have been bad for me. You always prefer Digimon over Pokemon? Word. A deck with Articuno and some rocks, huh? Yeah. If my opponent had just been attaching to the active Articuno instead of putting more energies for no reason on their bench Articuno, I think they'd have been in a good spot. All they had to do to ruin me was retreat the Articuno and attack into my Ninetales that already had an energy on it. Also, yeah, they did not draw their Misty. My opponent drew really, really, really bad. Yeah, and even if my opponent has... Can you, like, not get... I've never seen more than 6 heads. I wonder if you get 6 heads in a row, if you will always lose the following flip. Yeah, even if they have both potion, we're still fine, right? Also, we could top deck Sabrina and just win here. Should have discarded your rocks. Lucky trash, I know, right? Getting 6 heads when it doesn't matter. Going first, gross. Going first, gross. But we started with Ponyta and we have Rapidash in hand, so this might be okay. Ooh, especially. I actually kind of regret dropping the Magmar on the bench, huh? Does going second let you put an energy? That's exactly it. If you go second, you get to attach an energy first, and that's just more valuable. Just because most evolutions, Rapidash is kind of unique in that it's an evolution that only attacks for one energy. And then, oh, hey, look at this. It got the second X speed. Opponent can get wrecked. Rapidash is unique in that it's an evolution that wants to attack for one energy. Most of the one energy stage ones aren't worth attacking. Most of the stage one evolutions with one energy attacks aren't worth using. So unless you're a stage one with a one energy attack, there's no benefit to going first. So the reason they conceded there is because the Rapidash was about to come up and do 40 plus 20 because we top decked the second X speed. Hey, we get to go second. Good for us. Good for us. Well, so we have a going first hand when we're going second, which is unfortunate. And they're running the same deck maybe, but they have the going first hand. Seems like cheating. Seems like cheating to me, chat. Do you think this is the second half of the Electabuzz picture? I bet it is. Waiting for opponent to return. My opponents do not want to play with me today. I don't appreciate that. Bro just got up and left? I guess so. I guess so. It'll be a quick win. If they really did just leave, then I'm gonna attach to Magmar and Magma Punch them with Blaine, and it'll be over. But it's like, you know, it's not a video worthy game. It's kind of a waste of my time. I have to wait 40 more seconds. It's so brutal. If they come back at the end of that 40 seconds and then ever take this long again, I'm gonna concede. It's sad to reward that kind of behavior, but I don't value my time too much to you know, play against an opponent like that when there's no rank involved. You know what I mean? Marshy needs a haircut soon. It's Marshy's opinion on haircuts. This Magmar would be sick if it had 20 more HP, I think. If it wasn't 100 HP basic, I think it would be pretty good for even the Charizard deck. Might be worth putting 2 Magmar and 2 Blaine in the Charizard deck. I don't know why I think someone who AFK'd me, but they can enjoy their shop ticket unless they already have max amount of shop tickets. This, unless you're excited for a different one. Alright, we're going second with the going first Pokemon. Hate to see it. I also wish, like, I feel like this Rapidash could have free retreat cost, and that would really tie everything together pretty nice, but yeah. Oh my goodness, that's a Mewtwo. Meowth is surprisingly good just because the decks are so small and there's not a lot of draw cards that, like, if you have an evolution, I feel like just having a Meowth in your deck to kind of race people when they're having slow starts is kind of good. I don't know. I could see Meowth being really good in the Gardevoir deck too, because the Gardevoir helps you attach energies to make up for the one you had to spend on the Meowth. So yeah, I wonder how good that is. I could see the Mewtwo deck wanting to run that. Another Ponyta. Excuse me. Yeah, accidentally playing that Blaine would have been a disaster. Okie dokie. I'm really happy that my opponent didn't evolve their Ralts into a Kirlia. That's good news for me. I don't think it matters. They're coming up and doing 50 this turn regardless. I need a Ninetales or a Rapidash. I need it very much. That's my opinion. If I get either of them, I'm okay, right? No, I think it needs to be specifically Ninetales. All right, we're in a good spot then. So I do this. We get to hit them for big damage. And then we hit them with the other Blaine next turn. And yeah, even if they go potion, we're good. Because we have both Blaine. Are there any status effects other than paralyze, poison, and sleep? Yeah, there's confusion, which is... Has confusion been implemented? I don't know if there's a confusion Pokemon in here yet. If there is, I haven't seen it. Maybe somebody's mentioned it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it exists. Anyways, confusion is the Pokemon has to flip to wake up. No. The Pokemon has to flip to attack. And if they don't, they take damage. They deal damage to themselves. In the paper card game, it's place 3 damage counters on this Pokemon right now. In this, I'm not sure how it was implemented, but I think it was. And then there's burn in the paper card game, which is in between turns, you take 2 damage and then you flip a coin. And if heads, you stop taking the 10 damage. Like you get cured of burn. Oh, I didn't even need to Blaine, did I? Because they didn't double potion. Yeah, good deal. You know, now that I think about it, I can't remember a Rapidash card ever seeing play in the Pokemon TCG. I guess it's one of those oddball Pokemon that have just never been good. Magmar was a powerhouse starting in Fossil. It had high HP for a basic, and both of its attacks were really good. It also was one of the few fire Pokemon that was worth playing, so it was one of the few that could hit Scyther for weakness. Ninetales has been alright a few times. I think the first big Ninetales deck was Brock's Ninetales, so its ability lets you evolve it into any Pokemon you wanted once per turn, basically. But you couldn't use the abilities on the Pokemon attached to it, so you could just use the attacks. The meta way that this saw play was Misty's Gyarados. So there were a couple of really good things about this combo. The first was the Misty's Gyarados had 4 for 70, which was really strong back then, as well as having a lot of HP. But it was balanced around this terrible ability that whenever you attack, it would require you to flip 2 coins, and if both of them were tails, not only did you skip the attack, but you shuffled Misty's Gyarados and all cards attached to it into your deck. Not only do you lose out on an attack, but you also lose out on your entire Pokemon investment, which was devastating. So nobody ever played that by evolving Magikarp into Gyarados, but if you evolve Brock's Ninetales into Gyarados, Ninetales can't actually use the ability on the card, so it just gets to attack 4 for 70. The other benefit is there was something called Brock's Protection that could be attached to one of your Pokemon with Brock in the name, and while attached, that Pokemon can't have its energy removed. So energy removal and energy removal 2 were dominating the game back then, so it was really hard to attach energy to anything that required 4 energy. But with Brock's Protection, you can power it up just fine, and there's nothing your opponent can do with their energy removal to stop the Misty's Gyarados from attacking. So that was the meta thing to do with Brock's Ninetales. I was still too young to care too much about meta stuff back then, but I did love Brock's Ninetales. I earned my Brock's Ninetales by showing good grades on report cards and tests to my dad. So if I got one that met a certain criteria, he would get them for me. So that's how I got my playset of Brock's Ninetales. And me being the little Timmy I was building like a Brock's Ninetales toolbox deck that included a variety of attackers to be useful in different situations. My absolute favorite play was to use Erica's Dragonair. So if my opponent had a big threat up, I would evolve the Brock's Ninetales into Erica's Dragonair, and its attack for 4 energy would shuffle Erica's Dragonair into my deck and my opponent's active Pokemon into their deck, sending my opponent back. I'm sure my version of the deck was terrible, but I have a lot of fun memories tinkering with it.